Hello, hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you choose to do the session. It is a lovely sunny day, as I'm sure you can see with the light streaming in through the windows. Hopefully, you're not being blinded too much. So I'm recording the session on Tuesday, and finally we have a bit of sunshine, which is great. So I hope you get to enjoy a bit of vitamin D as well. So I'm in the studio. Not sure you can see with all that light behind me, but I have actually decorated our plants in the studio in the hope of getting some festive spirit going. We're luckily reopening the studio again tomorrow in a very small group setting. I don't have any news from the age exchange yet, unfortunately. Whether we can continue our classes in person, my suspicion is that probably not yet because the age exchange decided not to open for group activities in-house while you're in a tier 2 level, which London will be as of tomorrow. Once the lockdown is officially over, so well done, congratulations, we've made it through another lockdown, and hopefully this is gonna soon move towards mark the end to when we meet virtually, and hopefully we can meet again in person soon. That would be really lovely. But in the meantime, it's always nice to practice, whether it's on the screen or in person, and well done for taking some time out of your day to do this. I know it's hard. You're at home, there's lots of distractions, lots of temptations to do something else. So yeah, you can give yourself a little pat on the shoulder. So as always, get yourself nice and comfortable on a chair. I'm sitting on my folding chair, my trusted folding chair without any arms. You might prefer a chair with arms. I've also got a blanket under my feet, not so much for height, but for warmth, because I don't want my toes to get cold during the practice. And it's kind of nice to, during relaxation, to kind of flop the blanket over. And then just have get anything else you need to be comfortable for the next half an hour practice we have together. I've got some water here, which is always a good idea. Try and maybe just tune out or zone out any distractions that you might have in your home. So if there's a television or radio running, maybe turn that off. Maybe switch your phone on silent, or close the door to the room where your landline is in, just so we can minimize the distractions for this time we've set aside. So sip of water, especially in the cold weather as well. Sometimes we forget to drink, but the body still needs lots of liquid. So do remember, just have a little bottle with you or a nice big jug of water and just see how much you drink during the day, because it's easy to forget. Anyway, enough lecturing from me. Let's do some yoga. So as always, to get started with, we're going to push the feet away from the body a little bit, or a lot, whatever feels good for you, and then allow the thighs to sink down into the chair. Allow the shoulders to roll back and down a few times, and give yourself a little shuffle from side to side, just to check there's no little tense bits that we may need to get rid of to be comfortable. And then allow the eyes to close. The palms can face down towards the lap or up towards the ceiling, whatever feels better for you in your body. Excuse me, that was more a drank too much water cough as opposed to a COVID cough. Don't worry, I'm absolutely fine. So palms are facing up, the shoulders are sinking away from the ears, and then actively let go of any tension you're holding in your belly. So let your belly puff out. Take a long breath in through the nose. And then a big sigh out through the mouth. Let's do that again, inhaling. And a sigh out. And then one more, inhaling deeply. And sigh out. And on that exhale, let yourself get even heavier. Allowing the body to almost slump in your chair. As any effort you're holding in your muscles, in your spine, in your shoulders, your head to stay upright, just leaves the body for a moment. And with the body being soft, we can notice how the body feels a little bit more easily. So give yourself a scan from the top of the head down to the toes, noticing how you feel quite objectively. So we don't have to make this an an emotional exercise, emotional in the sense that we notice a twinge somewhere, we start to engage with it, we tell ourselves stories of why that twinge is there or what we should or shouldn't have done. No, let's instead just notice, it's a twinge, and then move on through the rest of the body. It's like a little check-in. So we can mentally place those markers in the body to where we may need to move a little bit more mindfully today. And if there's anything in today's practice that I offer that doesn't work for you today, that doesn't feel good, then please modify, or maybe even just take a break. So once you've made your way all the way down the body to the toes, take a slow breath in and sigh out, letting that go. And then allow the awareness to settle in on your breath. And without changing anything about the way you breathe, just begin to notice the temperature of the air as it comes in and out of the body. So that might be the nose, it might be the mouth, it may be both. And then follow that just for a few moments. And if your mind already has wandered off, then know that this is perfectly normal. And see if you can bring the awareness back. Now noticing the speed of your breath and noticing the depth of your breath. And finally, let the awareness settle down into your torso, your belly, your chest. And begin to notice the movements. And now notice how these movements and the breath itself happen all by itself. We don't need to do anything. The body instinctively knows how to breathe in and to breathe out. It's quite magical, really. And let's follow that for a few more breaths. And again, if your mind is wondering, if you're struggling, don't worry, that's normal. See if you can bring it back. And then let the awareness drift away. And begin to move your fingers and your toes very gently. Just gentle little wriggles a few times. Making those wriggles maybe a little bit bigger. And allow the head to join in. Maybe the head gently wants to sink from side to side. And still with your eyes closed, in the next inhale, take the fingertips away from the body and then stretch them up towards the ceiling, but only as far as your shoulder mobility allows today. And give yourself a good stretch in whatever way feels good for you now. Maybe the side body wants to join in. Maybe the head wants to join in. And then come back to center and lower the arms back down into your lap slowly. And let's let the chin roll down to the chest. So the head is getting heavy and we're allowing the back of the neck to lengthen. If you're not quite sure, then take a quick look at the screen. Otherwise, keep your eyes closed. I'm allowing the chin to sink forwards and down. Notice how the spine, so not on me because I'm not sitting back on the chair right now, but the back is still resting against the back of the chair. And we want to find a really nice double chin here. So I've got a nice double chin here. You want to find your own nice double chin as we do this, as we begin to lengthen into the back of the neck. And if your hands allow, take one hand and bring it to the side of the neck and the back of the neck and see if you can give yourself a few little squeezes here. Up and down the spine. If your shoulders are not quite happy with that movement, then don't worry. You can just hold here for a few more breaths. letting the muscles in the back of the neck relax. Our heads are incredibly heavy. And our head is doing an excellent job keeping that nice and upright. So find a little squeeze here with the hands. It feels quite nice actually. And then release the arms back down. From here, let's all draw the chin over towards the right shoulder. Find a little neck stretch on the side. Hold it there for a few moments. And if you want to, if your shoulders allow, you can reach around with your left hand and then begin to squeeze the side of the neck here. So the left side of the neck is getting a good squeeze here. Maybe work your way all the way up the neck. Or maybe focusing on just the shoulders. Or maybe the arms. Let's take another nice deep breath here with a little squeeze. And then release the hands, draw the chin down towards the chest. And then slowly draw the chin over towards the left shoulder. And let yourself get heavy here for a moment. And if you want to, the left hand can reach around and begin to squeeze your shoulder and your neck. So all this little massage we're giving ourselves, it's encouraging blood flow. We're stimulating the muscles, we're stimulating blood to go to these parts of the body with a little squeeze. So already warming up the shoulders here. So make this your last deep breath in, final little squeeze. And then release, draw the chin back down to the chest. And then slowly uncurling here, letting the head come back up to center. And taking first a nice low gaze, blink the eyes open. Very gently take a low gaze at first, and then maybe lift the gaze a little bit higher. And then if you want to, we can now move away from the back of the chair. So finding a bit more of an upright position, an upright posture in our practice. If this creates any discomfort in your lower back or in your hips, then stay sitting back. So keep using the back of the chair for support. Sitting nice and upright for a moment, we're going to close the eyes just for one more moment here to bring the awareness into our center. And let's really encourage that gentle lift through the core. So that lift through the pelvic floor and drawing the lower belly back towards the spine. The crown of the head is still nice and tall. Head is almost balancing effortlessly on top of your neck here, on top of the spine. Take a slow breath in and a slow breath out. Let's do two more like this. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale. And exhale, blink the eyes open. Let's release the fingertips down to the floor. Inhaling or reach the arms high. Exhale, draw the hands down. Good. Inhaling, reaching the arms high. I'm going to move over a bit so I'm not hitting our poor pot plant here. Exhaling, draw the hands down to center. Good. One more time. Inhaling, opening. So bringing a bit more movement once more into the shoulders. Then draw the palms down. Let the hands come to rest on top of your knees. Let's flow through cat and cow. Inhaling, draw the chest forward. Gently lift the gaze, arching the spine or drawing the spine forward. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest. Now rounding the spine. So moving sideways so you can follow. Inhaling, draw the chest forward, lifting gently. Exhale, chin tucks to the chest, rounding the spine. Good. Two more. Inhale. And exhale. Last full round here, inhaling. And exhale. And just notice how the spine already really starts to enjoy that movement, that sense of being woken up, of moving in all directions. Let's add a side body stretch to it. Keep your left hand on the left knee. Inhaling, the right arm reaches above the head. If that's too strong for the shoulders, you can reach the arm forward or keep it lower down. And then we're going to sink over towards the left side, keeping the right sitting bones grounded down. So we're not sinking over. Hips stay glued to the chair. And then let's sway. Inhaling to center. Exhale, sway it over. Inhaling slowly to center. Exhale to sway. And then inhale, come back to center, and then swap sides. So bring the right hand down. Inhale, the left arm reaches high. Again, very mindful, the modifications are there. If it doesn't work for you, reach the fingertips high. And then exhale, sink over to the side. Again, notice how if we don't focus on it, we're already starting that left sitting bone, that left sitting bone starts to lift away from the floor. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, sink it over to the side. One more time, inhaling. And exhale. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, release the hands. Let's finish with a gentle twist. Bring your right hand over into the left knee. The left arm swings behind you. Grab hold of the back of the chair or maybe wrap it back behind you. Lift and lengthen through the spine and then begin to draw your left shoulder back behind you. Allow the gaze to follow. Inhaling, come back to center. So we're swaying in and out of that posture again. Exhale, gentle twist. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. And then last one, inhale to center. Exhale, moving over to the side. Inhale, come back into the center, and then let's derotate, moving on to the other side. So straight away, move your left hand over into the right knee. The right arm behind you. Lift and lengthen. And then exhale, gentle twist, gazing over your right shoulder. Inhaling to center. Exhale, gentle twist. 2 more, inhale. And exhale. Last one here. And slow breath out, and then back to center. And then let's release the spine here for a moment through a forward fold. Bring your forearms onto the knees. Maybe if you want to, the fingertips can walk down to the floor in a moment. Let the head hang heavy. And then just allow the lower spine to really release, to round. Maybe give the head a little shake from side to side. Take a slow breath in. And a slow breath out. Inhaling again. And exhale, release. Next inhale, we're going to slide the hands back up the knees, drawing the chest forward, lifting the heart. And then exhaling, rounding the spine. Let's shrug the shoulders up to the ears. And we're going to squeeze and hold there for 3, 2, 1. And then drop the shoulders with a sigh. Let's do that again. Inhaling, squeeze and hold for 3, 2, 1. And then gentle drop. And let's shake the head from side to side. Noticing how that feels. So hopefully feel a little bit more awake through the upper body. We're going to build on that and take it up a little notch in just a moment. Good, let the head come back to center, closing the eyes, take a moment just to find that scan, always checking in with how our body's feeling. Yoga is ultimately a practice of becoming aware of how we feel in the body, how we feel in the mind, right in this moment, without judgment, just allowing ourselves to feel, to notice. And by doing so, by giving ourselves that little bit of space, maybe finding a bit more ease. Blinking the eyes open gently. Good, we're still here. Well, I'm still here. I don't know if you're still here. You may have switched off your video by now. Please don't. We're almost there. Let's take the left arm forward, bring the thumb to the inside, wrap your fingers round, and let's begin to draw some circles. So if you've missed this, the fingers were wide, and we bring the thumb to the inside, fingertips wrap around, and then we begin to draw circles with our wrists. Good, going one way and then the other way. Nice slow movements to begin with. And then spreading the fingertips nice and wide. So really try and make as much space as you can between your thumb and your little finger. Spread them wide, give them a squeeze. Spreading the fingertips wide, giving them a squeeze. Good, and then one more time. Inhale, spread them wide, give them a squeeze. And then inhale, reach the arms up to the ceiling. And then exhale, gently allow the arm to sink back down. So that again, inhaling, reaching them up. I'm going to move sideways so you can see a little bit more easily. Exhale, swing the arm down. Next time, inhale, we're going to reach high. And as we exhale, allow the arm to fall back behind you gently. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhaling to reach the arm up. Exhale, allow the arm to fall back. One more inhale. And exhale. Good. And then allow the left hand to draw back onto your knee and take a moment just to let any heat settle here through your left hand. And then let's swap sides. Right arm reaches forward, bring the thumb to the inside, wrap your fingers around and begin to draw some circles. That might feel quite stiff to begin with, especially when it's cold out there. Our joints are sometimes starting to feel almost a little bit creaky. So we're greasing here the joints, change direction, go the other way. Of course, if it feels painful, then you know what to do or what not to do, and best to ease out of that movement. Extend the fingertips wide, inhale. Exhale, give them a squeeze. Two more, inhale. Exhale to squeeze. One more time, inhale. Exhale, give it a squeeze. And then inhale, reach the arm high. Exhale, sink it down. So the little pendulum movement. Inhale, we reach it up. And then exhale, let it swing down. Maybe let it sink behind you. Inhaling to reach up. And then on the exhale, let the arm fall behind you. Draw a circle. This can be a big circle, or it can be a really small circle. And if you find this is not good for your shoulders, then just make the movement just with your shoulder without letting the arms join in. So always let your body guide you here. And if there's pain or discomfort in any of those movements, let it go. So this is our last one. Exhale, release the arm back. Draw it back down onto your knee. And then again, letting that heat settle. And I'm shuffling away from side to side in anticipation of what is to come. Let's bring the awareness down to our feet now and begin to walk out the feet. The time we give our lower body a little bit of awareness. So we're going to do a little warm up through the legs. So we're already warming up. So we're lifting one heel and then the other heel, walking on the spot to warm up through the calf muscles and to bring a little bit of movement into our ankles. And then we're going to build a bit of strength as well. So walk it out. Good. And sometimes if you feel particularly cold, this is maybe a really good thing to do if you're sitting at home, just to bring a little bit of blood flow to those extremities. Good. And then bring the feet back into center. Good. I'm going to take my socks off, not so you can see my beautiful feet, but I realize I've got holes in my socks again. I promise I have lots of socks. I just forget to put the ones that don't work in the bin. Good. Spread the fingertips wide, the toes wide. You can spread the fingertips wide as well, and just ground down for a moment. We're going to do a little mini toe exercise here. So we're going to lift all 10 toes, but keep the rest of the feet grounded. So the feet are not lifting up. We're not rolling the feet in. We're not rolling them out. They're staying nice and level. And then with the toes lifted, can you notice how the arches of your feet are already activating? Ground down through the big toes. Inhaling, lift the big toes. Exhale, ground down through the little toes. Inhale, lift the little toes. And then let's ground down through the big toes and the little toes. Keep the middle toes lifted. And then hold it there for a few breaths. Inhale. And then exhale, release. And then gently walk out the feet. Good. So just a little bit of toe exercise to practice. And this might totally not work for you, which is okay, which is, to be honest, fairly normal. I've been doing my toe exercises for probably the past, gosh, I can't remember, 10 years maybe? No, that's making me sound too old. Maybe at least regularly for the last 5 years. Because of that, it comes quite easily to me. So it's not something that just happens. It's just something that we practice. It's establishing those neural pathways between our brain and our toes. And if you do this every day a bit, you will notice a difference, I promise. Anyway, let's move on to the legs. So grab hold of your left toes from behind, left thigh from behind, come onto the ball of the left foot, and you mainly really shuffle forward onto the edge of the chair. Of course, if you're sitting back, you can also do this, but you probably can't lower the leg, or you can't keep the leg straight in some of these exercises, which is not a problem. So see what works. Take an inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to extend the leg away from us. And there's a couple of options. Either keep the leg lifted using your hands as support, or lower it a little bit lower, or the heel can even rest on the floor. And apologies, I'm not sure if you can see this, see my foot, it may be cut off here, but the heel can rest on the floor. If it's lifted, let's check that we're not sinking back. So we're not sinking back, we're sitting upright. So we're using our core, we're using our arms for support, and then begin to point the toes and flex the toes. Let's do a few more. Pointing and flexing. Whew. Pointing again and flexing them back. And then begin to draw a few circles. Nice, slow, gentle circles going one way and then the opposite way. Good. Scrunching the toes, spreading them wide. Let's scrunch them again and then lowering the foot down and release. Maybe give your thigh a little squeeze. Good. Grab hold of your right leg from behind. Again, checking in that we're sitting upright. Take an inhale. Exhale, either extending the leg up to up towards parallel with the floor or a little bit lower, or maybe heel is resting on the floor. Again, we haven't sunk back. We're still sitting up. Use yourself, correct yourself here. When I'm not with you in the room, I can't do it. So you need to do it yourself, pointing the toes and then flexing, feeling the stretch across the front of the leg, the back of the leg. Oh, feeling just the movements here. And then begin to draw circles. So nice, big, slow circles. Imagine there's a pencil attached to your big toe, and you're trying to draw as big a circle onto the wall ahead of you as possible. Change direction. Again, checking that we haven't started to lean back. There's a temptation. I've got the temptation too. And then come to center, scrunch the toes, spread them wide, give them one more scrunch, and then lower down and give your thigh a little squeeze. Good. So as for, this is our little warm up for the legs. Let's do one more exercise here just to build a bit of strength. If you have anything under your feet, such as a blanket that may be slippy, just move that away for a moment. So we have nice solid floor that we can stand on. You don't actually have to stand up in this next exercise, but you have the option to if you want to. We're going to do our modified chair posture. So I'm going to move sideways because it will make it easier for you to see. And we want to hold on to the back of the chair here, but move ourselves really close to the front. Not so far that we're sliding off the chair. Please, no falling off chairs here. But so that we have that sensation as if we're about to stand up. You may need to move your feet a little bit closer into the body, using your hands as support. We're going to take an inhale. And on the exhale, leaning forward, press the feet into the floor, shift the hips and lift the hips away from the floor slightly. Exhale to lower. Can you feel how all the muscles in your legs are switching on as you're doing this? Yes, great. We're going to do it 5 more times, up to 5 more times if you're in the mood to do it. Inhaling, exhaling, press the floor away, lifting the hips slightly. Exhale to lower. Inhaling, lift, press yourself away. Exhale to lower. You feel free to take a little pause in between our rounds here. 3 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last 2. We can do this. 1 more after this. Last one already. Inhale, press the floor away. Exhale to lower and then release. Walk out the feet. Give your thighs a little squeeze. Let that go. Good. All right, for me, time to put my socks back on. So we're getting nice and cozy, ready for the final part of our practice. So begin to shuffle yourself back on your chair and bring the feet a little bit further away from the body again. Feel free to take a sip of water. Maybe if you're starting to feel the cold a bit, it's a good point to put on an extra layer. Maybe place a blanket over your lap. And then the palms can rest wherever they feel good. It feels quite nice for me, personally, to have them facing up on my lap closer towards my hips so the shoulders can sink down. And then allow the eyes to close. And before we do anything else, we're gonna take a few breaths. Inhale. And a gentle sigh out. Inhaling again. And a gentle sigh out. And then 1 more, inhaling. And sigh out. And then let go for a moment of any need to control the breath. And just allow yourself to settle, allowing the body to become heavy again. No need for any muscular effort. And let's finish our practice today with a round of pranayama. It is one of my favorite ones. And sometimes when I find myself awake at night, or you wake up during the night and it takes you forever to get back to sleep, that is the one that I practice to allow the mind to calm. So we're going to inhale to the count of 4 and then exhale for the count of 6. So we are lengthening the exhalation compared to the inhalation. And what that does in the body, it is tricking our mind in slowing down. It is activating the side of the nervous system that is in charge of resting, of sleeping, of digesting, of healing. And by using the counts, we are keeping our mind focused. So whenever you find that the mind is drifting off, you'll find that you have to bring it back to the count, otherwise you lose your way. If the counting doesn't work for you, if it makes you feel uncomfortable to control your breath in that way, then just let go of the count and breathe in your own way, but maybe a little bit more mindfully. Let's start together. Take an inhale and exhale. Inhaling again. And exhale through the mouth here. And then let's close the mouth. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Let's inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in and out. Take 3 more in your own time. And at the end of that last exhalation, let go of any count that you are holding in your mind. Let go of any need to control the breath. And then allow the awareness to settle in again onto your physical body. Let's begin to take a journey through the body, switching off any body part that I mentioned. Releasing through the sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right toes, ankle, lower leg, right knee, right upper leg, and the right side of the hip. Releasing through the sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left toes, ankle, lower leg, left knee, left upper leg, and left side of the hip. Releasing across the belly, softening the lower back, middle back, upper back, into the right shoulder, right upper arm, elbow, lower arm, top of the right hand, palm of the right hand, right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Releasing across the chest into the left shoulder, left upper arm, elbow, lower arm, top of the left hand, palm of the left hand, left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Releasing up the neck, across the throat, softening the jaw, releasing the tongue. Soften your cheeks, nose, eyes, forehead, and across the whole top of your head. And for a few moments, allow yourself to rest here. Allow yourself to be heavy. And if you find that your mind is wandering off, it's giving you tasks to do, then bring the awareness back. Very slowly, without moving, without changing anything. Begin to notice your surroundings and especially noticing any sounds you can hear. Noticing the obvious sounds and then maybe the more subtle ones. Any sounds inside the room you're in. Noticing again your breath. And without rushing in any way, begin to deepen your breath slowly. The next 2 or 3 rounds, taking in a little bit more air in the body. So every inhale, feeling the chest, the belly rising a little bit more. And then inviting some gentle movements through your fingers and the toes. Making the movement maybe a little bit bigger. And then still with your eyes closed, and the next inhale, we're going to take the fingertips away from the body and find a stretch in whatever way feels good for your body right now, right in this moment. And then allow the palms to lower down through heart center. Palms touch, thumbs in contact with your sternum. Take a moment to notice how you feel physically and mentally. And whether that's changed in any way compared to when you started this session. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. It doesn't matter either way. Just being aware of how we are doing right now in this present moment. And let's find a moment of gratitude towards ourselves for making the time and effort to practice. Let's honor that. Let's honor our bodies and, of course, each other. Gently bowing the head towards the hands. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me online today. I hope you're still feeling well now or better than before, would be good. If you have any questions, as always, please feel to let me know. Send me an email, send me a text, give me a call. You've got my details. And if you haven't given me your address yet, please send me a quick email or text message with your address so I can send you a Christmas card. If I do have any other news from the Age Exchange, I will let you know. But in the meantime, we're going to continue online. So I hope you get to enjoy a little bit of this glorious sunshine today. Let's make use of it while it lasts. And I hope to see you guys all very, very soon. Bye-bye.